What up, though, YouTube? It's your boy Takeover checking in again. Back with another video. We gonna get straight to the business, y'all. I'm finna take y'all through my leg workout from beginning to finish. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may know. We starting off with the barbell squats because, to me, in my opinion, squats are the king of leg movements. You know, a lot of people frown upon squats and things of that nature, but you can always tell when a guy squats versus when he don't when you're looking at his physique. Regardless if he do physique, bodybuilding, or whatever the case may be. But to get on to the video, as you can see, I'm warming up with the movement. I did perform some mobility stretches, but I didn't spend a ton of time on the mobility stretches. Just enough to get my muscles firing, get my hips nice and loose, prepared for the squat. As you can see, I'm really controlling the weight, the entire movement. Form is very strict. You want to get as deep as you can in your squat, as you can see from the video, and explode out of the hole. You want to be as explosive as you can coming out of the hole. That's very important to incorporate when you're warming up and using your light weight. That way you get your mindset to explode out of the hole, and by the time you get to the heavyweight, it's easy, you know, because you're already feeling explosive. You already got your muscles prepared to explode out of the hole. You want every rep to be repetitive. You want every rep to have the same bar pattern as close as possible. Nothing is going to be perfect, but you want to be as consistent as possible with your reps. As you can see, as I incorporate weight, my form is going to pretty much stay the same every set. I'm performing one set between 8 to 10 reps, but I'm really putting emphasis on the form because it's about the reps. Every rep counts, you know, regardless if it's no weight on the bar or some weight on the bar. Every single rep counts. That way, by the time you get to your heaviest set, you want to be able to really feel it and make it be worth your last set. You know, you want to really be exhausted. So by the time I get up to my last set, my legs are going to be super pumped. My back is going to be super pumped. I'm going to be out of breath. You know, and it's going to be time. I'm going to know it's time to move on because I got everything that I could out of every set, every rep that I could performing my squats. That boy in there vibing, getting in this bag. You know, sometimes, man, I have the best training sessions when I'm alone. You know, it's cool to train with people every now and then, but I'm really starting to lean back towards training solo. You know, only you know what your mission is. Only you know what's required for you to accomplish your goals. You know, a lot of times when you train with friends or training partners or whatever the case may be, everybody don't have the same goal, so everybody is not going to have the same drive. Everybody don't have the same goal and the same understanding of the blueprint to get to your goal. Therefore, you can want to do something and another individual will do it but complain the whole time, and it will throw off your whole vibe. That's why if you see, I hop around from gym to gym. I have 2 primary gyms that I go to, but I hop around from gym to gym to get different vibes of places and things like that, because that plays a huge part. But now we at 495. People peep the form. Getting deep, control, deep, explode out the hole. Look at the hamstrings firing. Look at the quads engaging, the calves engaging. You know, that's why I say squats is the king of leg day. And you can always tell who squat based off just looking at their physique. If you squat, you're going to look night and day to a guy who don't squat. You can still build big legs, leg pressing, but there's no getting around squat. Look at the glutes firing. So now we go on to our second movement, which is hack squats. Pay attention to the form. I want you to pay attention to the form on every movement that I perform. I'm getting as deep as I can. I'm pretty much bottoming out on the machine. With control, full control over the weight, still trying to explode out of the hole. Nothing over exaggerated, of course, but you want to be able to move the weight nice and easy. And I want to say this, man, because I often see a ton of people do this. It's great to get to the bottom of the movement on the machine. That means you're getting everything out of the movement that you possibly can when it comes to getting depth. Don't bounce off the safety pins. That's not work. That's cheating yourself. That's why I like to consider playing basketball. It's going to have the basketball effect, because as you're coming down, if you can bounce the weight off the safety pin, for one, that's showing me that you're not controlling your negative. So you're building momentum. The weight is building momentum for itself coming down in the negative to bounce off the safety thing, just to give you momentum to press the weight back up. If you can't control the weight all the way through the negative and take a pause, a slight pause at the bottom of the movement, and then explode out of the hole, the weight is too heavy, bro. Put your ego to the side. That's what's considered ego lifting. Bouncing off the safety pins is ego lifting. Lighten the load, put the tension on the legs. At the end of the day, we performing these exercises to build the muscle, not to build the ego. Boy, this final set on them hex squats took it out of me, boy. Like I say, you always want your body to know. You always want to feel that it's your last set. Like you want to give it your all. Look at it. Like it shows. I even had to take a break. I thought I tried to get up too fast. I had to take a break to catch my breath. Whoa, hold on now. I tried to play it off though, just in case somebody was looking. As you can see, I did a quick glance around the room. All right, so now we on the seated hamstring curls. As you can see, I got my feet pointed to the sky in the fixed position, and it's going to stay that way through the entire set. As you can see, I keep periodically touching my hamstrings with my hands to help me with that mind-muscle connection. I really want you to pay attention to the tempo of this movement. I'm going to give you guys 3 different angles so you can see the engagement. You can see the control of the movement. I'm really focusing on the negative, really focusing on the contraction. I often see a lot of people throw a ton of weight on this machine. Even some people who train with me sometimes, they'll see I have a light weight on there and they'll throw a ton of weight on there and they're just moving the weight. It's not about moving the weight. It's about controlling the weight. You want your muscles to be engaged the entire time. You can see I keep touching my hamstrings to help be sure and to help me learn and keep and maintain that mind-muscle connection with the hamstrings. Now we're doing line hamstring curls. Look at the control of the neck. Look at that deep stretch. I'm coming all the way down until the weights are pretty much nearly to the weight stack. It's all about control, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a ton of weight on there, but look at the hamstrings engaging. I have shorts on, I ain't really showing my hamstrings, but you can see the beginning of the hamstring, how they're engaging. You can almost see through the shorts the hamstrings engaging. You know, you want to keep your feet up in the fixed position. You don't want your feet to be pointed. I have to make a video on that, physically showing the proper way to keep your feet when you're lying hamstring curling. Also when you're seated hamstring curling. And see, the thing about it is hamstrings are highly neglected, and it shows in bodybuilding competitions. You know, a lot of guys lack hamstrings, quads, and back. So on this channel and in my day-to-day training routine, I really put emphasis on quads, back, and hamstrings because I want to look different from everyone else. Calves are also neglected and overlooked muscle group to train. They're very difficult to grow, but you can always tell when someone trained their calves. Don't be the guy who skip calves. When you walk, people can see them calves engaging. I'm also giving 3 different angles to the best of my ability doing the quad raises because I want to show and I want to really put emphasis on the control of the movement and the stretch at the bottom. Because you often see a lot of people put tons of weight on there and they're bouncing. Bounce, bounce, bounce. There's no bounce. Look, this is a very good angle to tell. Look at the contraction. Look at the squeeze at the top, the control on the way down, and the stretch with a slight pause during the stretch. Look, the engagement is there. It's all about muscle engagement. Keep the mind-muscle connection.